Hey guys! So today's video is going to be an amalgamation of a few things. We're definitely talking skincare. We're talking skincare devices. I want to talk to you about how I got the best skin of my life, and I want to talk a little bit about anti-aging, what I think about it, what my approach to it is. We're just going to hang out and do skin stuff today. But before we do, I want to let you know that over on Instagram, my good friends at Nera are helping me give one of you lucky ducks a free Nera Pro laser of your very own. This is a very effective, wonderful product that is very expensive. So if you want one of these, you need to come hang out over on Instagram. All the rules for the giveaway are available on Instagram, but come hang out, definitely shoot your shot. And even if you don't win, just know that until August 20th, you can get 30% off the entire Nera site. They're running a little birthday celebration over there. I definitely wanted to share the love, let you guys know. But all that being said, let's talk skincare. Side note, I learned how to do the clean girl slick back parted bun thing. It looks really cute from the front. In fact, would you guys be surprised to hear that my husband thinks this hairstyle is super sexy? Like, I wear my hair big and curly and voluminous all the time, but turns out it's a slick back bun that does it for him. It's just not on my 2024 bingo card whatsoever. And it also looks really cute from the front, but the back, it's full-blown Chris Angel stuff. Like, I have so many broken hairs right now that I cannot get it all up neatly, so it's just hanging on by a wing and a prayer. Had to say so because I'm very proud of myself. So before we get started, let's talk a little bit about what I've had done, what treatments and procedures I've had done, because I just believe in full transparency, because just skincare alone did not get me where I am in terms of my quality, texture, and tone. It was a lot of other things, and I want to be honest about that with you guys. So first things first, I have been getting Botox off and on since I was 31. Yeah, I was 31, but very inconsistently. In fact, up until earlier this year, I hadn't done it for 3 whole years. So it's not something I've been super obsessive about, super consistent with. However, now I can kind of tell it's time. Now Botox is a lot less of a whenever I'm in the mood and more, it does make a big difference in the way my skin looks, particularly my forehead. Like, my forehead looks super smooth and shiny and glowy because of the Botox. The other things I have had done, back in like 2017, I had a few PRP facials. It's something I do want to bring back, but more recently, and I've talked to you guys about this before, I had a CO2 peel done in, it was either February or March. And we're just now coming up on the 6-month mark, which is kind of how long it takes to see the full benefit of a CO2 treatment. And I can tell you that I will absolutely be doing another one come winter. It's such a great treatment. It's not chill, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty intense. Definitely know what you're in for, but it is incredibly effective, and all the skincare in the world is not gonna do what a CO2 can do in like an hour. Definitely CO2, definitely Botox, and this year I have had my first experience with dermal fillers outside of my lips. I actually dissolved the perimeter of my lips, like all around my mouth, about a month and a half ago, and love the effect of that because my filler had definitely migrated, which is normal, not impossible I should say, around the mouth because it's a very dynamic area. So we dissolved the perimeter. I didn't dissolve my actual lip filler. I'm fine with it. But I have put, I think it's like a syringe and a half in both cheeks. No, she took a syringe and a half and she split it with both of my cheeks. And we put a tiny bit in my chin right here. And I also have had a tiny bit of filler to kind of even out some asymmetry along my jaw. But it's nothing crazy. It's just once I started losing a little bit of weight, like I've lost about 45 pounds this year, it was clear on my face. Like, my face was looking really droopy, and the little bit of volume that I got from the filler, most of you guys probably haven't even noticed it because nobody has asked me, is a game changer. And I know there's a lot of information coming out right now about filler, migration, all that good stuff. I'm staying very abreast of that conversation. I do have contingency plans. I have a big picture plan for my like cosmetic anti-aging journey. And the amount of filler I'm doing it, how frequently I'm doing it, where I'm doing it, I'm not worried about it. I mean, we'll see in about 10 years if I come to regret these decisions, but I just was not happy with what my skin looked like at all. My face like looked so droopy and aged. In fact, I'm gonna pop a couple of pictures on the screen right now for you guys to look at what my skin and face looked like early this year. Now, my breakouts have been under control for quite some time. It's not that I'm so much complaining about the clarity of my skin, because I've had clear skin for about a year now, knock on wood, please don't smite me. It was more like the fine lines, the wrinkles, the sagging. I just felt like I didn't look like myself. Everything I've done this year, I'm very happy with. And again, I just wanted to be totally transparent with you guys. As far as clearing up my skin is concerned, that was multiple multiple things I believe led to my skin clearing up. Number one, I got off of medication. I'm getting ready to relaunch Patreon. I have a whole plan. I've actually had it all year, but I'm just getting ready to execute. And over there, when the time comes, I want to talk to you guys at length about my experience with mental health medications and some of the things it did to me and getting off of that and what that's been like. But to shorten it down as much as I can, my antidepressant made me super fugly. My hair was falling out, my skin was freaking out, I gained 40 pounds, like quick. Part of why y'all didn't see me on the internet for 2 years. Getting off that medication was half the journey. The other half, I think, was changing my approach to skincare. What I had to learn is that I'm actually more sensitive than I realized. You can just look at me like I'm fair-skinned, and even if I touch my skin too aggressively, I don't know if you can tell, it will start to get red and irritated. I was not putting 2 and 2 together when I was dealing with acne and trying to get my skin in a good place. I was using Retinoid, peels, many chemical peels, like professional strength, like went in office chemical peels. I was just throwing everything I had at my skin, and it might have cleared it up for a time, but I believe my skin barrier was so damaged. It was a short-term solution to a long-term problem. If your if your skin barrier is damaged, it cannot hold moisture in, and it's going to get dry, it's going to be irritated, it's going to be more prone to breakouts and hyperpigmentation. Like, you really want to take very good care of your skin barriers. Outside of getting off the medication, I am just now, we'll talk about exfoliation in the video, but my approach to exfoliation is very, very different. If you're having issues with your skin, obviously I cannot write a one-size-fits-all kind of approach to this, but what I will say is look at the medications and the things that you're ingesting and look at your skincare routine and observe whether or not you're being too harsh, because that definitely was. All right, let's do this. First things first, right out the shower, I've already done this. I did my first cleanse, which is the DHC Deep Cleansing Oil. I cannot tell you guys enough how much I love this. In fact, what I think needed to happen was I needed to take a step away from this and go try many other cleansing balms and cleansing oils and then come back to it to fully appreciate how much I love this and why. In fact, previously when I would review or do empty videos and talk to you guys about cleansing oils or cleansing balms, I would always tell you like, oh, they're fine. It's hard to find one that's not good. Turns out, like I said, I needed to run the gamut and come back on home to Big Mama because there's something about this cleansing oil. It's the texture, quite frankly. It is very emollient, which is what you're looking for in an oil, obviously, but it's like thin and glides on your skin. It's a texture thing. I don't know if it actually works any better than any other ones, but there is something about this one that's very special. Again, I think it's the consistency and the texture. It feels so nice on the skin. Speaking of cleansers feeling nice, this is the Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Cleanser. This reminds me a lot of the Is Clinical Cleansing Complex, if you've ever tried that. It's a great cleanser. It's a beautiful cleanser. And one of the things about it that I always notice when I go away from the Is Clinical one and then come back to it is that it feels like silk on the skin. Again, very similar to this. This is a very, very similar feeling on the skin to the Is Clinical one at a much cheaper price. I don't have a preference. I love them both. This is just the one I have right now. But if you've not tried this cleanser, so good, especially like during the summer. I have heard said from several online dermatologists and skincare experts that in the summer it is good to hit your skin, even if you're dry, with something clear to cleanse your skin at least once a day. I use this at night because of that. So this gets like my sunscreen and makeup and all that good stuff. This is just so nice. I love it. So tonight is a device night. Most nights for me are device nights. When it comes to anti-aging and your skin quality as you get older, I feel like there's so many different approaches that you can take. It's really going to depend on your time and your budget. I luckily get to justify all of the time and money and energy I spend on my skin by saying it's part of my job. So I don't believe it's totally realistic for every single woman to be as aggressive with this as I am. I get a lot of things in PR. I get paid to do this. There's a lot of ways to do this, not just one. So what I mean by that is some people might find it beneficial to skimp on their skincare in terms of the brands or the technology they bring into it so they can save the money on the daily skincare and invest more into in-office treatments. Some people might want to spend a grip on skincare and devices and do very little in-office treatments. Some people have money to do all of it. Like, it really just depends on, as I said before, time, budget, interest, patience. I have a little bit of all of those things to throw at my skincare routine, so again, almost every night's a device night. It just so happens that we're going to be talking about this device today, and that's the Nera Pro laser. This thing is impressive, and I'm not even done with the 3-month treatment that you're expected to do with this to see the full benefit of the product itself. So in other words, you can't use this one day and then see the difference. It takes a little while. I'm about a month and a half in, and I can see the difference. My fine lines are less noticeable. My texture in general is a lot smoother, and I'm noticing a little bit of a tightening and somewhat of a lifting. It's not crazy, but I'm noticing a little bit of a lift. It's just too early to be sure. What this is essentially at-home laser that you use. You're supposed to use it like almost every day in the beginning, and you can take as long as you need to with this guy. I just tend to use it mostly like if I'm trying to get my daily usage in, I don't have time to go nuts with it. I'm definitely gonna hit right here because this is where the largest of pores and most of my texture is. I'll also do around my orbital bone, maybe my eyebrows. I'll get around my mouth, my lips, and if nothing else, that's all I'm gonna do. If I wanna go crazy, I'll do my whole face, my whole neck, da-da-da-da-da. But at the very least, to be consistent and see the results I'm looking for in 3 months, I'm always hitting these areas. It's a little spicy, but not crazy. You just put it on your face, and then you'll hear a second beep and you remove it. Then you move to the next one, next one, next one, and on and on and on. Once you do 10 pulses with it, it will sound like a little alarm so you know to move away from the area that you're on. Give it a break. I do this first after I get out of the shower and dry my face because you have to do it on clean skin, and you'll see some other things I'm gonna do later on in this video. But again, it's all about consistency. Where can you fit stuff into your rotation? I find time almost every day for a device or two. It's one of my favorite components of skincare. It really does elevate the results you get from your at-home skincare products, and also kind of bridges the gap between your in-office treatments. It's a nice little center. Like, it does more than your skincare, but not as much as the office can do. That's why I love these things. When it comes to my skin, and especially the comments I've been receiving on it lately, which, side note, I think I'm only getting these comments because I'm getting older, and as you get older, people tend to be more impressed with your skin. Like, if I was 22, nobody would think my skin's that great, just because I'm getting to be about 40. I love devices for a reason. I've been talking about them for years on my channel for a reason, and this is just the one I'm using the most. I'm actually going to turn the camera off and finish my treatment, come back and do the rest. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I do have a little bit of pink going on in my skin. This is when I bring in my next device. This is the device I've used the longest, the most consistently, and I almost started to say I love the most, and then I had to think about it. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. I love this the most because it's incredibly passive. This is the Omnilux Contour. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you've heard me talk about these. This is, in my opinion, in terms of at-home devices, if you are looking for a good place to spend your money, I would highly recommend LED devices, not only because they are easy to use, but the effects have been clinically studied ad nauseum. These actually work. Now, not all of them work. Basically, what you're looking for is the wave of the light, the frequency. I'll annotate this somewhere because I do know what I'm talking about. I just forget the verbiage. You're looking for the wavelength, you're looking for infrared and near infrared. That's what you're looking for. They are not all created the same. Omnilux, however, in my opinion, is the best. I've loved them for years. So this is the Omnilux Contour Neck and Décolleté mask. I love this, and ever since I first of all stopped tanning, I was fake tanning for such a long time, and I stopped for a multitude of reasons, but one of those reasons is that with fake tanning, you have to constantly be exfoliating and reapplying your tan, and once your tan is fresh, you can't exfoliate anymore. From a anti-aging perspective, it was not the vibe. It's also less effort for me. And also, when you use things like this, or if you use certain neck creams, or you use certain, I don't know, radio frequency devices, I've used a lot of things over the years that will make my tan on my body melt completely off. So I'm just done. Also, fake tan makes me look a lot older than I am. It dries my skin out all over my body, definitely mostly on my neck. I feel like I could look back on old videos that I used to film and I could always tell just based on my neck how recently I had fake tan. The drier and crepier and older it looked, the more recently I knew I had applied the tan. So anyway, all that being said, I love both of these. Obviously, you know, dealer's choice. If you want to do something like just the face or just the neck, maybe this year you get this for Christmas, maybe you get this one next year for Christmas. Either way, I cannot say enough good things about red light. So I put these on after I do my laser treatment because in my mind, the laser, like how it works is the heat that the laser produces is causing kind of a wound to the skin and it's causing your collagen production to ramp up and speed up, right? My thought process is if I use the laser and then my LED masks, then it's just going to compound those benefits. Part of how red light works is that it does help with collagen production. So in my mind, I'm doing both these things together and that's I don't know. It might not actually hold a super huge benefit, but in my mind, this is just a good system. These have little controllers. You strap these bad boys on, turn your controllers on. You can stick the controllers in your pocket, in your hoodie, walk around your house. My family is so used to seeing me in this thing, it's not even funny. And this one runs for 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, I'll come back and we will move on from this routine. And in case you're wondering, like, wow, Whitney, where do you find the time to do this? Something else I have recently developed. I wish I brought it over here. You know what? Hold on. I'll go get it for you. This is my skincare bag. I carry this thing around my house all day. It's something I figured out when my son was still really small and I had to literally squeeze in any moment of self-care that I could. And I found that the reason sometimes I couldn't squeeze it in that day, side note, sorry to be having this conversation while this stuff is all over my face. But anyway, I needed to find a way to be able to get my self-care in every day. Enter the bag because my supplements or my skincare, my sheet masks, my devices would be any other place in the house except for where I was, and that would literally sometimes be the reason I wasn't doing it because I'd be too tired to get off the couch. Now I carry this around my house. So in here I keep my nighttime skincare routine. I keep sheet masks. I always have some around because if I have a minute, I'll pop one on. I like to sheet mask every day, as we'll get into later. I can't look down because of this mask, I'm sorry. I keep facial rollers. This is the Osmosis Epic Skin Tool. I keep whatever book I'm reading, so I have no excuse. This is a book called My Husband by Maud Ventura. I keep my journal as well as a pen. I keep my book light, my glasses. I have my mouth tape in here for when I sleep. Sometimes I'll put supplements in here. Like, this is the biggest hack ever. I need to make a reel about this. Get y'all a glowy skincare bag. If you feel like you never have time or energy to do your skincare like I'm about to do, I promise you, taking this with you, plopping in bed and sitting in bed while you do it is the trick. Just a little tip from me to you. Okay, now let's actually put on the skincare. First things first, this is my Time Revolution, the First Treatment Essence. It's called the First Treatment Essence because it's designed to be used first. And I'm just going to kind of press this into my skin. And I'm trying to get better about rubbing upwards. I was actually editing my skincare reel the other day that I told you guys I posted, and like watching my hands drag all over my face was so stressful. So no dragging, more pressing, more lifting when you can. It's a hard thing to remember to do, honestly. Next is my growth factor. This is the Revive Serums Ultimate Serum. It has exosome, growth factors, phytostem cells, and peptides. This is just the one I'm trying right now. It's $100, which I think is the most affordable growth factor serum that has good science backing it up that I've ever used. I've tried the Skin Medica TNS. I've tried Osmosis. That's the one I've used the most. I've tried the Calisym one, and now I'm trying this one. I'm just trying to find all the budget-friendly things that I can get my hands on. But for me personally, a growth factor serum is crucial. So this is the serum, very lightweight, very thin, very hydrating. This is just to imbue your skin with lots of extremely potent actives that are going to help the integrity and quality of your skin improve And certain growth factor serums, like the calcium one, will actually give you a facelift. It's wild. So they don't always have that type of a super dynamic, apparent benefit the way the calcium one does. But I promise you, if you get into the habit of using a growth factor serum, you'll never stop. It helps with the overall texture, tone, clarity, tightness of your skin. And some people think that you shouldn't put anything on before it should be on your skin first. I feel like if I don't put this on, particularly this essence, it will not sink into my skin appropriately because it won't even I can't even spread it all over the face because it's too dry. So I really use this to just kind of create a slip for this to glide on top of. Bonus points, you guys, if you get your hands on the Osmosis Epic tool. This has like tiny little, they're like little pyramids that mimic, okay, it's not at all identical, what microneedling does. So I've even gone through periods where I've done nano needling and I've nano needled my growth factor into my skin just so I can get it in there. That's what this does. Again, you're gonna see my face turn really red really fast because it just does that anytime you touch it. Certainly with something like this, it's going to. I guess what I'm saying is there's a lot of stuff out here to play with and really dial in your skincare. But for me, growth factors and this tool in particular, every once in a while going in with like a BioPel growth factor serum and a nano needling moment is a wonderful at-home treatment. Like I said, this is just helping kind of push it deeper into my skin. It doesn't hurt. I know I'm turning really red, but like I said, I just do that. Now I'm going to go in with my two other essences. I'm going to use the CosRX 6-Peptide Skin Booster. I'm almost out of this. I actually do really, really like this. Peptides are a great ingredient. See, I already started to go down. Peptides are a great ingredient to put in your skincare as much as you can, whenever you can. I use this every day. I use it day and night. I don't typically use all the same products for day and night. This is one of the only exceptions. It's super lightweight, especially in the summer, and it just imparts so much hydration, which is one of the things I have learned my skin needs. I need lots of layers of light hydration. My skin looks plumper, glowier, dewier, brighter. My fine lines are less noticeable. Like this, in my opinion, is one of the biggest secrets. Look how red I am. One of the biggest secrets when it comes to, it's not even a secret, but I guess it felt like a secret to me because it just was not, I wasn't doing it for so long. But now, particularly at this age with my skin the way it is, tons of essences. I'm going to go in with the Pyeongchang Yule Black Tea. This is the Deep Infusion Toner. I love this line, the black tea line from Pyeongchang Yule. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that correctly. It's so beautiful and hydrating. It makes no sense. I'm just going to slather lots of hydration on. Sometimes when I'm feeling really squirrely, I will do 7 layers of each essence. I will put it on, let it sit and dry up, put another one on 7 times, and you'd be shocked how much it makes your skin sing the next day. It's wild. So when it comes to exfoliation, I used to really live and die by the idea that I should be exfoliating twice a day, every day, and using a Retinoid or Retin-A, and also remembering to do like a weekly peel. Like I was over exfoliating entirely too much. Now it's totally off vibes. If I don't feel sensitive, if my skin doesn't feel a little like stingy, I don't know, I can't explain it. I can feel when my skin is irritated well before I used to could. Well before. Once upon a time, my skin would have to be in a pretty bad way for me to even consider that I needed to back off of the exfoliation. Now I'm so much more in tune with my skin and its needs that it never gets that bad off. Like if I exfoliate tonight, I can feel it the next day and I'll just back off and not do it again. It depends on what I'm using though. There's a lot of different types of exfoliation products I love. One of them is the Dermalect Sleeps, it's called the Self-Esteem Beauty Sleep Serum. It has glycolic, salicylic, and L-ascorbic acid. This is a treatment you probably only need to do once a week. Something like this, or my personal favorite. This is the Is Clinical Active Peel System. I think I only have I only have a few of these left. I'm gonna have to order another box, which I think will be my 5th. It's literally my favorite exfoliating peel treatment in the world. Oh, see, I told y'all. Look at this. So if I'm not using something like this, which this is more once a week, it's incredible, incredible product, then I will use something like the Is Clinical Active Peel System. This is spicy. You will feel the spoof when you apply this, but what will also happen is your skin will not get irritated. Don't do this every day. This is like a 2 to 3 times a week thing. But the next day, your skin's gonna be beautiful. It's literally gonna look like you had a facial. This is the best peel system. I know everyone loves Dr. Jonas Gross, and there's tons of peel pads on the market. This is, I put my whole name on it, the best one. If I'm not doing a peel or a sleep serum, then I'm gonna do retinol. This is retinaldehyde 0.10 from Naturium. My favorite is the Truology retinol serum. I'll leave it down below. I get all my stuff like that from Brianna Stanco and her company, skintruth.com. I've talked about it a million times. You guys have heard. But as I mentioned, I am trying more budget things. I want to have a bigger frame of reference. So I have been using this and I do really like it. The beauty of retinaldehyde is if you're like me and you get way too, I mean, look, my skin's still red just from using this little tool that doesn't even have needles. It's just like little pyramids that will turn me super red and irritate me. But if you're like me and you have that issue and everyone keeps telling you to persevere through and deal with the ugly face, I disagree with that at this juncture. If my skin is reacting negatively, then it's reacting negatively. I'm not going to try to gaslight it into doing something different. Retinol has been a really good ingredient for that because you can use it I can use it every day at least. And I get in no way irritated, but I get the benefits of the retinol itself. It's a really, really nice texture. It's lightweight. It glides on the skin nice. You can layer it well. Like it's just currently what I'm using. But if you guys have other retinaldehydes that you love, let me know. Next one is sheet mask. I told you guys I sheet mask literally almost every day, and I have some. I could do a whole video on sheet masks if you guys want me to. I've tried so many and I'm obsessive with them. So going back to what we spoke about at the top of the video about everyone has a different approach and a different way they deal with their skin and anti-aging, for me, it's a combination of devices, regular device usage, in office, not crazy, but I'm definitely going in office, and tons of K-Beauty. K-Beauty is like, honestly, what I think has turned my skin around for the better because K-Beauty is very focused on hydration, nourishing the skin barrier, and putting stuff in instead of stripping your skin raw and hyper exfoliating, which is definitely something I was dealing with. So sheet masks are a natural part of that, and it's why I do them every day. Literally every day I do a sheet mask. The CosRx Snail Mucin one, sorry, hello, can I come in? The CosRx Snail Mucin one is super hydrating and very soothing, and since I did my laser today and I put retinol, excuse me, I feel like something along these lines, something very hydrating, very soothing is kind of the way I like to go. So some days for my sheet mask, I might do something that's brightening. Some days I might do something like a centella if I'm feeling really irritated and just want to soothe and calm my skin. If I want lots of hydration, I'll use the black tea one from Pyongyang Yule I talked about. Side note, try to talk to somebody while you're putting a sheet mask on. It's almost impossible. I feel like the CosRx one I'm using right now, I don't know. It's a jack of all trades, does a little bit of everything and does it all really well. If you like snail mucin as an ingredient, you will love this. You know, it fits nicely on the face. The only thing is this one is very loaded with essence and serum, so you can't easily walk around your house with this on. It'll probably slide right off. But outside of that, oh, love it. Always take the serum everywhere. Like, also what you guys don't see me doing off camera is I take all my skincare like all over my arms. I put it on my hands. I will keep the little essence packet that comes with your sheet mask. I'll put it in my bathroom, and then when I get up in the morning, I will literally put snail essence all over my neck, all over my chest, all over my hands. You might as well. You're already there. You might as well spread it everywhere. Get your money's worth, girl. I'm gonna let this sit for a minute and I'll come back and we'll wrap this up. So if I have time or if I'm feeling squirrely, I will also take this opportunity to use my Nurse Jamie roller. This is kind of like gua sha on easy mode. To correctly do gua sha, there's not supposed to be a lot of tension and like pressing of the skin. I mean, that might be good for tension relief, but if you're trying to move fluid through channels, compressing the places that you're trying to move that fluid through don't make any sense. You're not going to be able to do that. That's what this is great for. The way that it glides over your skin actually does a great job of moving your lymphatic fluid around your face. I think more people could completely change their aesthetics and their skin and the way their face looks if they would work on their lymphatic system. I like to consider myself one of the first people to start talking about that on the internet. I think I brought it up to you guys in 2021, but I use a rebounder to help move my lymphatic system. Sauna is great for it. So is this. If your face is puffy and full of fluid, which it usually is, like especially when you wake up, it's because you're laying on your back or on your side and fluid's just pulling in those areas because you've been laying down as opposed to up so things can flow. They tend to kind of pull when you're sleeping in your face for that reason. That's why you wake up puffy. If you get something like this, facial massage, an ice roller, whatever, and just make this a regular part of your day, you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked how much it changes your aesthetic. It's such a simple thing, and it's a consistency thing. You do have to do it every day, but it works. It truly works. For eye cream, I'm using the Dermatology HPR eye cream. This has retinol in it, I believe. It's not too harsh. It's not too crazy. Again, I'm just trying it. I want to see what I think. If it doesn't blow my socks off, which it actually hasn't, then I will probably go back to my SkinCeuticals AGE. It's the best eye cream in the world. It depuffs, it gets rid of fine lines and wrinkles. It actually does change your skin. It truly does. I love it. I can't say enough. Same thing with the SkinCeuticals Triple Lipid Moisturizer. After I finish what I have now, I will probably go back to that. Those are the two products this year skincare wise. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've tried a lot of things I love. Just skincare, not a device, not a peel, something you use every day. The AGE and the SkinCeuticals Lipid Repair, best I've tried. Truly do make a difference. Next, I'm going to take the Dermatology Peptide Night Cream. This is not actually hydrating enough for me at night. I typically use this as a day cream, but I am going to use it tonight. I just feel like mixing it up. It was so hard to rub stuff in like this. And like I said, watching myself do my skincare on my reel and how much tugging I did like stressed me out. Therefore, I am now very aware of how I apply my skincare. And finally, I'm going to cover that up with the Dermatology Soothe and Recovery Cream. If you recall, like I said, we used a laser. I have on some retinol. It's just a way for me to get some of that kind of, again, soothing, calming kind of action into my, okay, hi, why is there random hair on my face? Something like this you could compare to like a slugging type of product. So I would compare this a little more closely to the Cica Blast from La Roche-Posay, but this is just a huge tube that'll last you forever and it feels super nice. Lip balm, Summer Fridays, I'm obsessed, you guys. Like, in terms of the stupid money I spend on beauty, like there's what I affectionately call smart money, meaning it's a good price point for the product and the product is super special and it warrants that price. And this is not smart money I spend on beauty because it is truly just a lip balm, but they did something so addictive with this lip balm. There is something so, I don't know, I slather it on 100 times a day. It's just beautiful. I love the texture of it. I love the smell. I love the applicator. I swear Summer Fridays, like, they killed it with this lip balm. It's so good. All right, guys, that is all me and my little sad bun that's now starting to fall apart at the seams. See what I mean? Like, I have these broken hairs that are just trying to ruin my life. Like, I can't. I hope you learned something, and I would love to know what your favorite current anti-aging products are down below, what your approach to it is, what your favorites are, things that have worked for you, things that have not. Definitely come hang out with me on Instagram so you can join the giveaway, and I will catch you in the next one. I'm off to bed.